Hello, and welcome to the Sweetest Kind of Death. I appreciate you following this journey. Those of you who jumped on and went on this 52-week challenge with me and watched the first week and the illusion of time, I'm honored that you've given it a chance, just like I did. And the kill move that I tackled really helped me on a personal level. And those that have shared with me on a personal level what their kill move was, we saw some progress. Now, I do recommend that you journal this change and this 52 weeks of process of your life with me. Because if you journal it with me, for example, posting comments on our Instagram page or on our YouTube page, it would help others see how you have handled your illusions, what solutions you've come up with, so that each person who's watching at home or at their office can resonate and relate and hopefully try to do the same thing for themselves. Remember, in this journey of change, I don't expect you to change who you are at the core. I expect you to focus on minor habitual moves, which will ultimately lead into a transformational change within your life structure. But I know who you are, and you know who you are, just as much as I know who I am. And none of us want to change ourselves. We just want to improve for the betterment of ourselves and everyone around us. So with that said, let's begin our week 2 journey. This week, the illusion of certainty is the subject. So during those 5 months, that's what the gamble in the ER gave me and my family. But here's what it didn't give me. It didn't give me certainty. Every morning after my father's procedure, I would wake up wondering, is today the day? Would he collapse? Would the clot return? Would we lose him in an instant? The strange thing is, when certainty is stripped away, you see how addicted to it you once were. We all want guarantees. We want to know the ending before even the middle begins. But life has never signed that contract. I had to learn that living with my father in those precious 5 months meant giving up certainty and choosing instead to live inside that presence, to sit with him, not knowing if it was the last tea we would share, the last laugh, or even the last story. It was not certainty that made those months beautiful. It was their fragility. You know, there's a story that I don't often tell. One evening in those months, I found myself angry, not at him, not at the doctors, but at the sheer unfairness of it all. Why my father? Why this stroke? Why now? And yet, sitting with him, I realized the question wasn't, why did this happen? The question was, what will I do with what has happened? And that shift is the difference between drowning in the illusion of certainty and learning to swim in the current of reality. Certainty would have given me safety. Reality gave me presence. And presence gave me gifts. Because in those months, my father spoke with a depth he had never shared before. He spoke of regrets, of pride, of the meaning of a single life. If certainty had been guaranteed, if we knew he had 10 years left, I might have missed the urgency of those words. I might have said, oh, we'll talk later. Oh, I don't want to hear it right now. I'll think about it later. But you know, there was no later. And so every word mattered. So this week's reflection or the mirror, let's turn this towards you. How many times have you hesitated because you wanted certainty first? You waited for the perfect job offer, the perfect conditions, the perfect sign that said, now is safe. But here's the truth. Certainty is an illusion. Life never hands it out. What it gives you instead is probability, risk, and opportunity. So when you demand certainty before you act, you end up waiting your whole precious life. And then you discover, too late, that certainty never arrives. Think of the people that you admire most. Not the ones who played it safe, but the ones who stepped out into the unknown. Certainty didn't carry them forward. Courage did. So this week, here again, love becomes the framework of dismantling illusions. So when I look at leadership through stewardship, leadership doesn't require certainty. It requires responsibility. You act with care, even when the outcome is unknown. Opportunity through creativity is where uncertainty is the raw material of opportunity. If everything was certain, nothing new would ever emerge. So when we look at vision that unites, we see that certainty isolates because it makes you believe you alone know the truth. Vision invites others into the process, even when the path is unclear. And ultimately, in love, there's empowerment, which leads to enrichment. So acting without certainty is the definition of empowerment. You enrich your life not by waiting for the guarantee, but by choosing anyway. And here is how this ties into our bank of time and trust. Certainty is like counterfeit currency. It looks valuable, but it's worthless. The only real deposits you make are actions, risked, attempted, and owned. The bank only honors transactions that happen, not the ones that you meant to do when the things felt right. Certainty is the check that bounces. Presence is the cash in your hand. So this week, I want you to notice how often you stall because you want more certainty. I want you to pay attention to the language you use. I'll start when I'm sure. I don't know, but when I know for sure, I'll do it. I just need a sign. I'm not ready yet. These are all just disguises for fear. They are costumes that we put on delay to make it look respectable. Life is not waiting to hand you guarantees. It's waiting to hand you options. And your courage decides whether those options become outcomes. So here is your kill move for this week. Your second exercise. Step 1. I want you to write down one area in your life where you're waiting for certainty before acting. Step 2, strip the question. Instead of asking yourself, is this safe? Ask, is this true to me? Step 3, take one step forward without the guarantee. Sign that paper, make the call, send that message, and begin to think. Don't ask for certainty. Ask for clarity. Clarity is available. Certainty is not. And when you take that step, I want you to again record it as another deposit in your bank of time and trust. That act, unprotected by guarantees, is the kind of currency that multiplies. And again, please do this within 48 hours. So each week, I will leave you with a closing quote. For this week, let it be this. Hear with your ears what is best. See with a bright mind, then choose with courage. I thank you, and I'm honored that you're sharing your journey with me and everybody else.